Welcome to Season 2 of Divine Dialogues with your hosts, Tracey Banga and Rhonda Shawn. This is your space for divine guidance, authentic connection, and heartfelt communication with the universe. This podcast is created for reflection, inspiration, and enjoyment. So take what resonates with you and have fun exploring the possibilities. Now let's open our hearts, quiet our minds, and discover what guidance Tracey and Rhonda's guides have waiting for us today.
Hi, everyone. Today we're going to talk about clairs, and let's see what they want us to know. Health and healing. All right, so that's our topic for today's podcast with the clairs. All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what the four clairs are, and then just to get us started. So there's different clairs, but the four main ones are what we're going to talk about today, and they are like the Clairsentience, Clairvoyance, Claircognizance, and Clairaudience. So, do you want to take one of them first, Rhonda?
Sure. So when it comes to kind of the health and wellness aspect, it's recognizing the claircognizance, and that is knowing. You know something is wrong, and you might be avoiding going to the doctor or everything around that. And it's just like your team is guiding you and taking you there. An example that I can use in my life, and I've kind of discussed this in, previous episodes, but when I got really sick with COVID, there was that sense of knowing that something was wrong. And I would go to the doctor over and over and over again, and we just couldn't figure out what was going on. And then working with the divine with that is I knew I had to go to the hospital, but I heard the word no come out of my mouth, but yet I heard it's like, no, you need to go. And, eventually I ended up going through various circumstances, but it's just like starting to listen to your body.
Yeah, and that's like a clairsentience is like you're feeling like, if you're feeling off, you got to trust yourself when you feel off. It's like you know okay, we all, you get sick, you all feel you don't feel good, like whether you have the symptoms of, you got a cold, you got a runny nose, and you trust the feeling that you know that you're sick, but sometimes the feelings work in other ways of, okay, maybe I feel that I shouldn't put this type of food in my mouth because I feel sick after. So trust the feeling that if it feels off, it's off. That's how you're using another one of your clairsentience to help you. Like we'll go more into the more of just it isn't just with your healing, but it's using these senses for way more other things is important. Boy, sorry guys, my speech is off today. Anyways, you want to go to the next one, Rhonda?
So the clairaudience is like knowing and hearing things that are happening. So the card was healing and peace, right, Tracey?
The healing, it's health and healing.
Health and healing. So sometimes for part of that health and healing part, you might hear it's like very often water is very cleansing and healing. So you might be guided to go sit by a pond or go sit near a water feature to get that healing to wash away. Many people will do sound baths for that healing, and it's that sense of sound, it's the sense of hearing, using your physical sense, but also your cognizant sense of audience. You might just hear, like, again, I'll kind of go back, like, the word in my mouth said, no, I'm not going to the hospital, but I heard yes. And and it's subtle. Like, it's not like many people might assume that it's like there's supposed to be this burning bush thing that you're going to hear or see, but it's often like a whisper, or you might overhear a conversation and it's just a word or two or a sentence might strike something where you're like, you weren't listening to that conversation by any means, but you happen to overhear a certain aspect of it and it piqued your interest in it.
Yeah, and like clairvoyance is like using your third eye. So, I'm gonna a little exercise to help teach you how you use it every day without even realizing you do. Um, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, and we're going to go into your living room, and I would like you to uh, what's in your living room? Is there a couch? Is there a chair? Is there, you know, uh, if it's a couch, can you tell me what color it is? What color is it? Can you see the color? What about your floor? What's on the floor? Is it carpet? Is it tile? Is it linoleum? Is it hardwood? Um, what color is the walls? Are they white? Are they brown? Are they orange? Can you see your living room in your head in your mind? That's your third eye. That's what you use every day when you describe something to someone is you're using your third eye. So, like for your health wise, that can be so many different things. If you see on yourself, you know, um, if you have a rash, you're gonna see the rash on you. But, you know, I'm gonna give an example where I've kind of used all of my senses. Um, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure I've talked about this in other episodes, but I had in 2010 a stroke. So leading up to that, um, I'd had back surgery, emergency back surgery, and I knew that I'd go in and have my surgery, and I'd be fine. And even after it's my knowing, even after I had my stroke, I knew I'd be okay. And it's just my knowing that I knew I'd be okay. Like I might not be 100%. I might slur my words or stumble, but I'm still very grateful that I knew that I would be okay, that my team had me. But also then it was like New Year's Eve, and I was at home with my mother-in-law, and my husband and kids were out to something for New Year's Eve, and they came home, and I was having headaches, and they wanted to take me to the hospital that night, and I said, "No, no, not going, not going." So in the morning, I said, "Yes, I'm gonna go now." I just had the feeling that it was time to go, and when I got to the hospital and I was laying in emergency, I had the stroke in front of the nurse. So I trusted that I went at the right time. So, it's all about kind of using all your senses and it's one thing is important that I think even Rhonda will agree with me. we all use them, but some are stronger than others. And it's okay to say, well, I don't use my third eye all the time. Like I stop from using it, or I really unable to hear. It's all a thing of we really use every day and without even realizing it. Right, Rhonda? Like, yeah.
You do. I was just as you were talking, Tracy, I know um for those of our listeners who do Reiki or is a Reiki person, you're using your clairs in your assessment of doing the Reiki, right? It's like you kind of, if you're using your hands, you know where to go on your body, onto your client's body. If you do the feeling, you kind of know where to stop and to kind of hover. And you might be hearing it's like go to the toes or go to your ankles, or even the seeing. Like I know when I was getting some of my sessions done, they would have me relax, but it was almost like I could see the game Pac-Man. And Pac-Man was like in my body and eating up all the toxins in my body, but I could see like kind of him kind of doing all that kind of stuff with me. So it's just like, and I'm not saying you have to do Reiki or anything, but that's just kind of the example that they're giving me, that most people kind of understand the Reiki process in using your clairs. And it goes on through starting to trust in it, right? Like how many people have gone to the doctor and they're saying, "Oh, it's this," and you're like, "No, it's not." Right? And it's like, and that's where, the advocate sometimes is getting that second opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, um, that's one thing, I in, like, in my classes that I love teaching, one of the things I love teaching is about the clairs, because we all use them every day without even realizing, and those are a lot of aha moments, meaning when you are when you take a class, whether it's in person or online with somebody that teaches about the clairs, that you'll go, oh, I use that every day and I didn't even real and I it was something that I stopped from realizing, so again, the four clair senses, like the clairsentience, which is like your feeling, your clairvoyance, which is your third eye seeing, your claircognizance, which is your knowing. That's like, I know, but why I know, I have no idea why I know, and that's me.
That sounds like Who's on Third?
Yeah. Right? And clairaudience, which is hearing. So again, if
So you had mentioned earlier, and just from your experience, what would you say is your strongest clair?
is the claircognizance for sure. I'm a knower. And again, it's not like I don't know if something's going to pass or what's always going to happen, but I'm a knower. And what about you, Rhonda?
I I am like half and half. I would say I'm the feeling and seeing. Those are my two strongest, and I wouldn't say one over the other. A lot of times it's like I can feel it, and it's almost like a combined for me, and then I worked on hearing and knowing, right? And how I just did that is I just started asking. It's like, it's that repetition of building that muscle, right? Like we're naturally going to be good at the things, and all of our listeners are going to be naturally good at one of the
Uh-huh.
four things. You just may not know the word or the term with it, but if you like sit back and reflect, you're going, "Oh, like this is my strongest." If I'm like kind of, and I would say to get connected is getting still and getting grounded. to really sharpen it and understanding it.
And no, like, I mean, even though I say claircognizance, I use them all. Like, I mean, with whether it's a oracle card, whether it's card reading, whether it's a mediumship, and I find I use them all. And I mean, there's other ones, like, I mean, smell, touch, like, there's lots of other ones, especially during a specific reading that comes through. And yeah, so, um, anything else you want to add there, Rhonda?
So let's just make this a little bit real life here. So for you, when you drew your card, which one did you use?
Sorry, say that.
When you drew the card at the start of the podcast?
Oh, which deck I used?
Not which deck, but which to start with the messages, which one did you use out of the clairs? So for the clairs, that's kind of how we use the clairs. But I'm going to pull a card now for the collective. And this is just a general message. This has nothing to do with the clairs. Okay, I'm just going to pull a card what you guys need to know for the next 2 weeks for the collective, for the best interest. You can't make this stuff up. Third eye chakra. So what they're guiding me here is for the next 2 weeks is to work with Archangel. Okay, Archangel Hanimel's coming in to work with her for the next 2 weeks. And she wants to say working with a lot of people are in fear around using the clairvoyance of it. And she wants you to know that you are protected. You are protected. She's not going to show you anything that is going to put you into fear. So work with her to start working with your third eye. Have a great 2 weeks.
See you later.
Bye.
Thank you for sharing this time with Tracey and Rhonda on Divine Dialogues. Join them every other Tuesday as they continue exploring the wisdom, guidance, and possibilities the universe places before us. For private readings and personal guidance, please connect with Tracey or Rhonda using the links in the show notes. Until next time, quiet your mind, listen with your heart, and remain open to the signs and messages surrounding you.